Today we are going to have a quick story time. Quick story time about how your boy was down bad for this girl in high school. My sophomore year, it was this girl. She was 1 year younger than me. And I thought she was really cute. So you guys know before when I talked about me dancing in high school. If you guys don't know about me dancing in high school, I'm going to put a clip on the screen right there. I used to dance in high school. And this first school I went to, I was dancing like crazy. Me and my friends. So we're technically like the boy hype man group. Whenever there's pep rallies or any real event, they have us hitting the folks, doing an arm wave and stuff. Let me do a proper arm wave. I was tripping. Hold up. Alright. Ignore the armpit stands. And you know, hitting the folks and reversing. Yeah, stuff like that. So, there was also a girl group, and it was a girl in there I really liked. And when I tell y'all, this is before I had game, because this is before. Have you guys ever grew up have y'all ever grew up and people called you ugly so much to where you thought you were actually ugly? Well, that was me. Growing up, bro. Bro. I asked so many girls out, bro. And it was always a no. I think I only had like 2 girlfriends going up to high school, literally. And I'm not even gonna get into it, bro. I don't want to get into it. I only had 2. No, I technically had 3. It was bad. It was bad. Bad. So I was very insecure. So I'm super nervous, bro. The first incident, I'm gonna put it into 5 incidents. I'm not gonna talk about the whole thing. That's too much details. But I'm gonna talk about the 5 incidents. Bruh. Do not be me, y'all. Do not be me. Do not be me. Do not be me. Do not be me. So, this is back when kick used to be a thing. So, I get her kick. I think I asked one of my friends. It was a girl who liked me, but she knew I didn't like her. I knew her for like a very long time. I knew her since elementary. So, high school comes, I see her again. I'm like, oh, snap. But she's also friends with my friend, and they are in the same dance group. So I asked her, like, yo, what about so-and-so? I ended up getting her kick, and my homeboy was also friends with her because they were in the same grade. So I get her kick, and that's back when kick was popular. KIK, not the streaming platform. So I'm texting her, right, and I'm like, I'm getting to know about her, her birthday, what she liked and stuff. Her birthday was coming up in like a few weeks. And have y'all ever spit so much game on a phone that when you saw them in person, it's like you didn't know how to talk? And it's crazy because she was the same way. Because I told people, I just told y'all, this is before I really knew that, especially when I started dancing, because in middle school I was heavy set, and I started slimming down when I started dancing. And with me dancing, because girls love people who can dance, most girls, with me dancing and then I'm slimming down, a lot of girls found me attractive. I didn't know, because remember, I'm coming off of being rejected for like pretty much all my life at that point. So you know how you talk crazy over text, and so does a girl, but when y'all see each other, it's like y'all don't know how to talk. Y'all can talk to everyone else, but when y'all see that specific person, you don't know how to talk. Bro, that's literally how it was. When I saw her, bro, every time I saw her, because we used to all go to my Spanish teacher's room. She was over the dance team. We would go there, and we would always practice dancing with the speaker and everything. And her and her girls would be sitting down on their phone, just like chilling, doing some regular chill stuff on the tables in the same classroom. So I would always get there, bro. I would literally not even look her direction because I was so nervous. We would be in a room dancing, going crazy, turning up. She'll be 5 feet to my right, sitting at a table, and I'm not saying nothing. We'll be in there dancing for 2.5 hours until my mom will come and pick me and my brother up. As soon as she pick us up, bruh. Remember, y'all, I'm in the room. Y'all, hey, y'all. We in the room going crazy for 2 hours, and she right beside me the whole time. I'm not looking at her. Every time it's time for, I would do a move, and when it's time for me to pass it, I would make sure if I do a toe spin or something and I spin around, I wouldn't even look at her. I wouldn't even look at her, bro. I was treating her like she was Voldemort because I was scared and nervous. I would literally, the minute I step in the hallway to leave, I would text her, "You look good today." What? "You look good today." I was right, because I was in the same room as you for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I texted, "You look good," the very second I step outside the room to go home. But she was feeling me, because she would text back, "Thank you," and we would have a conversation. And I'll be like, "But what you doing?" "I'm doing this." "What you doing?" And then would you be playing like 21 questions and stuff, bro? I was like, that was going on for a very long time. Fast forward, it's her birthday. I got her favorite candy. I asked one of my friends to go get it for me during lunch. This is when I'm gonna save the story for another day, because I think I actually want to have my friends in the call with me so we can explain to y'all how bad of skippers we were. We were the Hall of Fame skippers, bro. I don't know anyone personally who skipped worse than us, bro. We were Hall of Fame skippers. It was bad. Our grades were going through the freaking ground, bro. But they went got the candy for me, and I was chilling. I got a goodie bag, everything full of candy, favorite color. I'm paying attention to detail. I ended up leaving my 6th period class to go, I left whatever class I had after lunch. I skipped it to go and bring it to her. Here's the part that made my stomach hurt. It was during the class. Like, it was during class, because she was in my Spanish teacher's class, the one I was talking about. But it was during class, because I left my class to come and give her candy. It was during class. So I walk up to her. I hate thinking of her every time. Y'all know that Akiva meme? Leave me alone. That's me. Every time I think about this incident, I walk up to her with the bag. I give her the bag. Me and her, we're just staring at each other. I couldn't say nothing. She couldn't say nothing. The whole class is looking at me. And you know why the whole class is looking at me? They were in the middle. She was in the middle of teaching class. And me and my 5 friends from the dance group bust in the door. We opened the door. Everything, whoa, everything gets quiet. Everything gets quiet. You don't hear nothing. It's like someone put a beam on me, bro. A beam of light on me. I walk in the room. Y'all remember the scene with with Leorio opening the door? And he, Gone opening the door. Gone! Leorio! Y'all. I open the door. Boom! Ha! They straight looked at me. And I walk up to her. My teacher, she stopped talking. She was looking at me, because she also helped me with making the goodie bag. So she knew what was going on, but she didn't know I was gonna do it right then. I walked with her. I said, happy birthday. I stuttered. I said, happy birthday. I gave her the bag. Me and her, we're just looking at each other. It's quiet as before, like, it was so awkward, she didn't say nothing. So in my mind, that put another pit in my stomach. She didn't say nothing. I said, oh, freak. I look around, I see my friends, no one's talking, because I think everyone knew how awkward it was. I turned around, walked out that door, went to class. I was going. She started texting me, thank you so much. I forgot all she texted me, but that right there, y'all don't ever do nothing like that. Don't ever do nothing like that. If you're gonna give a girl a gift that you don't, if you're gonna give a girl a gift that you're not dating yet but you're talking to, do it when it's not a class going on. Do it when, even if you're doing it in public around people, don't do it when you interrupt the class. Because if you interrupt the class and you're doing it, everyone's looking at you. It's 30 people looking you dead in your face. Y'all, my heart pumping. I thought I took an L because I said, oh, she didn't say nothing. And my teacher was telling me, like, everybody was talking to me like, why did you, like, people were saying, oh, you should have took it back. But me, I'm thinking like I'm gonna just take the L because I'm not gonna take back a gift I gave her. So what's crazy was that gave me, I didn't realize how many points that actually gave me, bro. Because remember I told y'all, I'm gonna give y'all some game. Whether you're a boy or girl, I'm gonna give you game. The person you're talking to is 100% just as nervous as you are because they like you. Even if they act bravado when they talk to you, they're just as nervous as you are. How did I find that out? When me and her were talking, ever since I gave her that gift, every time me and her had an encounter, she was just as nervous as me. I would say hey, and she would say hey, but it was as if she was like, have you ever thought to yourself, oh snap, I'm the only one that's nervous, and then when you talk to the person, you realize like they're just as socially awkward talking to you because you both are showing interest in each other. Because every time I talked to her, she was always with her friend, right? And just like me, I didn't want to leave my homie when I was talking to her because I didn't want it to be awkward and she didn't want to leave hers. I remember one of the second incident that really made it crazy. This story is in broken pieces because if I'm trying to put this under 25 minutes because I'm not trying to make this a whole hour-long story. This is too much to tell. It's good if I told y'all the whole lore, because me and her were on and off until my senior year, my senior year. So I'm not gonna tell y'all the whole story. It's too much. But the second incident was when me and my brother were sitting down at the benches. It's near the entrance of my school. The school was closed down. I forgot what holiday was coming up. So all my friends gone, the bus left early. When the holidays are coming up, how school makes sure they empty out the school fast because they want to get the staff want to go. So it's 5:00. Me and my brother, we sitting, we bored as heck. Can't dance. There's no speakers, no people, nothing. Her and her friend come to the same bench as us. What just connected to my phone, y'all? Her and her friend sits right by us. I'm right here, y'all. She's like right here. She's right here. And remember, this is when I noticed she was just as nervous as me. I'm like this. They sit down. How you doing? I think I said it. Knowing me, I probably said nothing. And me and her are like, I can reach my elbow out and touch her elbow. We're just sitting there. I'm nervous, sweating bullets. She's sitting there not talking. My brother on his phone. Her friend not talking. And I was like, a couple minutes later, I said, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. I went upstairs. I called my mom. I said, Mom, how far are you from the school? She said 15 minutes. So for y'all who don't know the structure of our school, of that school. I don't want to give out too information. I don't want to give out too much information because I only want the people who know, who actually, only the only people who should know about the story is her friend group, my friends and my friend group, me and my friend group. No one else. I'm not going to give too much details where most people are going to be like, oh, I know that story. No, you know the freak. You don't. The bench is right here. The second floor is the second floor bathroom is right in front of us. If you're right here and you look up, you see the bathroom on the second floor, like the entrance, like you can see someone walking it. I walked to the bathroom, but I was crouching like I was on a stealth mission in Metal Gear Solid, bro. I look over the railing like this to see if she was looking. They were still looking down on their phone. I stayed in the bathroom for 10 minutes. My mom calls me. I get on the phone. She says, I'm here. I got on the phone. I text my brother. I said, Mom is here to pick us up. Can you get my backpack and walk to the front of the school? I ran outside the back exit of the school and I jumped the gate, went to the front of the school, got picked up from my mom, and I text her, I had to go home, but what you doing? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone has had a more down bad moment than that. I don't think anybody has ever had a more down bad moment than that, bro. You doing all that because I was scared? But guess what? She was still texting back. Everything was still fine after that. This is looking back at it. Cause when I first went through, when it was first happening, I thought I liked her more than she liked me. But then I realized we both liked each other just as much, because if a girl is still liking you after that, then y'all still locked in. Cause that's like, most people would have said, yo, he tweaking. The whole school was locked. There's no other way for me to disappear except for jumping the gate in the back of the school. So, weeks go by. I'm be honest, y'all. My text game is elite when I like somebody. My text game when I like somebody is elite. Now, thank God, I've matured. I have matured to the point where even if I'm nervous, I am going to spit so much game in person to combat my nervousness. Now, when I was younger, if I was nervous, boy, I really couldn't say a word. But like now, if I'm nervous, most girls wouldn't know I'm nervous unless they touch me and they see I'm shaking or my heart is pounding. So as I said, weeks go by. I'm gonna do one more incident because the video is kind of long. Weeks go by, y'all. Weeks go by. I'm texting her every time I see her. Hey, how you doing? I almost say her name. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Now that I think about it, I think we had less than 5 minutes of conversation in person. In those 3.5 years that I knew her, I think we only talked about 5 minutes in actual person. If it wasn't for Snapchat or Kick, I would never really have a conversation with her. That's how bad it was. But one of my debut moments. So my parents, they would give us $5 every day for lunch. And back in 2016, $5 every day for lunch, dude, you're balling, bro. Cause most school lunches were $5. So No, I think our school lunch was like two something a day, or I forgot how much it was, but $5 a day. We were going crazy because the school I was in was in a very rich area. Like I went to two high school, but my first one was in a very rich area, and it had restaurants, stores, fast food places, bars all around the school. Literally, you can walk 1 minute from the school and you have a whole bunch of restaurants and stuff right there. So after school, $5 in 2016, you can buy a couple snacks. You can buy about one drink and two snacks for $5, depending, like if you get Arizona and stuff, you're good. So I had to have a W moment. I feel like the man, bro. I was trying to avoid her because I thought she was on the other side of the hallway. I told my friend, I said, let's go to the back hallway. We walked down the stairs in the back hallway. It was just me and my one friend. Soon as I looked downstairs, all 6 of them are practicing dancing in the back hallway for some reason. They never practiced over there. I'm thinking maybe she was also trying to avoid me, because when I got there, all her friends got quiet. They all backed away from her. So I walked to her and I said, I had no choice to confront her. And I'm so glad I had money, because if I didn't have money, I don't know what I would have said to her. I said, hey, I'm going to the store. Do you want anything? All her friends, ooh, I'm feeling like the man. My friend in the back, cheesing. They all looking. She was like, yeah. She was like, could you give me some chocolate? I said, yeah. I went to the store. I could have bought her a regular thing of chocolate. I said, nah, I'm gonna go crazy. I bought her a giant bag of chocolate. It was so much money. I was only able to get myself a drink. I didn't care though. I got my drink. I got the chocolate. I went, gave her the chocolate. She was like, thank you. She was cheesing like crazy. My friend was like, okay, I see you, Prince. Like, as soon as we were walking upstairs, he was like, I see you, Prince. I'm hearing them talking and gassing up the situation. And I'm going upstairs. I was green lit, bro. I'm like, yo, hold up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy. And long story short, we ended up leaving the school. We ended up leaving the school like very soon after that. But I still live in the same area. Have y'all ever text someone you love them just to see what they say? I was texting about leaving the school and she was sad. So I was like, but I told her, I said, but I still live in the same neighborhood. I said, so I just gotta make sure take you out on dates and stuff. So I had no car, I had no job, I had no money. I'm just talking out my butt. I said, I love you. And I was like, let me just see if because if a girl does not like you at all, for my guys out here who are delusional, if a girl does not like you, she will not say I love you. She said, I love you too. I knew I was like, I'm balling. I'm balling. I'm going crazy, y'all. And long story short, it dwindled away. I mean, of course it's going to dwindle away. We don't go to the same school. So even though we still live minutes away from each other, we don't go to the same school. So of course it's going to dwindle away, especially when you're that young. But man, looking back at it, that was one of the biggest L. Like it's an L, but it's not an L. Like, it's an L in the sense of the fact that out of the whole time of me doing that, the only conversation that I initiated was, do you want I'm going to the store, do you want something? What was the second conversation I initiated? Well, it wasn't really a conversation. Happy birthday. And I think besides me saying that, I think I told her she looked beautiful one time. I got amazing points on that one. I think besides those 3 times, the majority of me talking to her was on Snapchat, on Kick, on Instagram, and saying hi when I walked by fast as all get out in the hallway. You would have thought I was in a speed walking competition. I had a lot of interesting encounters with women in high school, and it was very sad because I was a nervous wreck. My text game was amazing, but the minute I talk to you in person, it's not really a conversation. I'm gonna throw in one more very whew. It was a girl I liked my senior year. I still like her now, but every time I talked to her, I couldn't even say nothing. We went to homecoming, and that whole night, it felt like I was using all my... Y'all know how you have like social points before you're drained? I swear I was using all my social points. Since she was my date to homecoming, I was doing my best to make sure. I had to force myself not to be nervous, y'all. So it was this girl, she was my date to homecoming. And so we danced together for like the first couple songs, whatever. And then she went to dance with her girls. I went to dance with my boys. So I'm chilling with my boys, having fun, dancing, hitting the wall and stuff. Cause that's when the wall first came out. And she dancing with her girls. And then every now and then we would come back and dance together. And then at the end of the night, I went to my dad's office, got her purse, and said goodbye and stuff. Oh, and we took pictures at the booth. I still have the pictures, but we took pictures at the booth and stuff. So, like a couple months later, me and her, we're just chill. We're just friends. And I'm at the computer lab because I had Photoshop class my senior year when I wanted to learn how to make video and thumbnails for YouTube. She came into class with her cheerleader friends. She sits beside me. I'm sitting right here, y'all. Mind you, she's right beside me, literally pulled her chair right beside me. I'm looking at my computer editing. I said, hey. I turned to the left. I said, hey. So I exchanged a few words, and I was like editing and listening to music, and I was so nervous to talk to her. I looked forward the whole time, and I barely even turned to talk to her. I was just looking forward, listening as she was talking, and I would turn to the left every few seconds and like acknowledge what I was hearing and like say a few responses. Dog, when I think back about that, I try my best to ignore that. That was that was worse than me saying happy birthday with everyone looking at me like I was on a talent show or something. Imagine a girl you like talking to you, and I was literally sweating because you know how your body gets hot when you're nervous? I'm sweating, looking forward like this, y'all. I'm looking dead forward. Yeah. No cap. Yeah. That's how I sounded. I was just responding. I wasn't making conversation, nothing. She talked to me for like 5 more minutes, and then she said, well, nice talking to you. I said, you too. And then she got up and walked away and went to her friends. Dog, I pondered about that situation for years. I pondered like the whole time I was in there for the rest of the time, because her and her friends sat to the left of me, about 1 chair away. Y'all, I didn't look to the left at all. And when class ended, y'all gonna call me corny. When class ended, I told myself, I gotta get redemption. I had to ask her on a date. This is when we had laptops. I walked out of class and I waited by the door. Thank you, God, and I'm serious, y'all, that she did not come out. that she stayed in there with her friends. This is my laptop. Y'all know how in movies they make you seem cool by laying on by leaning on a wall with your feet on a wall. This was me waiting for her to come out so I can talk to her. That was literally me. That was literally me. And the whole time in my head, people walking by looking at me, I'm feeling goofy as heck, bro. I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I wait 3 minutes, she didn't come out. I went to freaking lunch. Ashamed, bro. But that's enough about me and my interesting love life in high school. I had some more. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. If y'all ever want me to go on a whole rant about my failed love life in high school, I really could. That would make a great video, because I had like 5 people that I have terrible interactions with. Terrible. That I would not mind making into a full-length video. So it's tough, man. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Speaking of videos, I know y'all want to watch these right here. I think I'm doing it right. Yeah. Oh, you got it? That was very awkward, right? Yeah.